afternoon. It's Miss B on IntellectualRadio.com. And I just want to say, welcome into my garden. All right, you know how we do this by now. Everybody find your place in the garden. Get comfortable. That's right. Now take your deep breath. Let it go. Taking another breath of energy. That's right. Now let it go. Release anything that is not for your highest good. And I'm hoping that today I'm going to talk about some things that are just not going to be relevant to me, but I hope that they will be relevant to you as well. Now, let's get ready. Here in the garden, I want you to renew your spirit and refresh the buds blooming in your life. And I want you to love living your best life. I had a few readings from Laws of Spirit today. I'm going to start out with, while we are in our quiet meditative moment, I'm going to start out with this. Embrace this moment. Put one foot in front of the other. Handle what's in front of you. Because no matter where your mind may roam, your body always remains here and now. When in haste, rest in the present. Take a deep breath. That's right. And come back to here and now. All right. Now, I had a full weekend. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend as well. But speaking of the here and now, I spent the morning at a career day. It's for a company that's trying to offer their employees some alternative training that the company pays for, which is a good thing. And I think they may be downsizing or doing some things. They're trying to open up some opportunities. There were only about 4 or 5 vendors there, but I was the only one representing a complete trade. You know, today's workforce is fragile. There was a time when you expected to be on a job forever until you retired. Now that no longer exists, and people are learning they have to shift gears. It seems like that it's a time for deep reflection when you still yourself and listen for the voice within to guide you to the path that will give you the most satisfaction. That one thing that makes us smile, we could do it for nothing because we love it so. That's the thing that you really ought to concentrate on, because that's part of your passion. And directed well, that will always make you prosperous. I talked last time about remembering our mission. Today, I'm going to talk about the journey coming from within and living in the presence. From Laws of the Spirit, I've got without warning, without waiting, presence is like a time machine that lightens the mind, liberates you from anxiety, and gives birth to a new way of living. In order to have presence, you have to be present and remember where you are and when you are. Know who you are. It sounds simple enough, but for those of us that get so busy, we sometimes forget who we are, where we are, and where we're going, and we're just out there on a limb. Presence teaches that what you do today is important because you are trading a day for your life. So let this law sweep your mind clear of unnecessary debris and return to a state of clarity, simplicity, and inner peace. Remember, We only have today. We only have this moment. What happened 5 minutes ago is irrelevant to what's going on now. So if you're finding your peace right now, then that's a good thing. No matter how real or compelling your thoughts may be, you can always call upon the law of presence, reminding yourself that only now exists. Only now is real. If you do it as an act of reverence, when it's sacred, you bow to that quiet, still voice that is inside of you. I think that's what happens when you meditate. When you find a way to be still and not let whatever is bringing to you, but just sit with yourself and breathe. I mean, I have flowers around my meditation area. I have pictures of people that I care about or things that I care about in my meditation area. And I always light a candle with a nice soothing fragrance to help calm my spirit. Everyone has a different way of meditating. But I ask you, if you've never done it, just try. Give yourself a few minutes at a time. Find a nice, quiet space in your environment, in your garden, where you can go and just sit. A good time is either very early in the morning or late at night when you don't hear noise from outside around you. If you don't have a place that you can do that, have that place to do. So, but you can dedicate a space for yourself where you can meditate and get with yourself because that is what's going to clear up, bring down that blood pressure. It brought my blood pressure down when I started meditating. Bring down that blood pressure, frowns on your face, because you want to smile a little more. When you understand that whatever the appearances are in your life, that's what they are. They are appearances. And when you let go and you let the power that is in you and around you take care of you, a different path. As I was doing this, I started thinking about, we all have different levels of remembrance. And remember, I talked last time about how the journey that you take from wherever you came from through where you become flesh, that sometimes you don't remember what your mission was. And some of us do. And some of us, once we start remembering, wonder, did I really want to do this? The way you discover these things about yourself, that's what makes you tick. So each of us is on our own secret mission. And depending on our level of consciousness, we decide whether to accept or become a loop in our own existence until the tape self-destructs. You remember the show Mission Impossible? That music would come on and they would get the mysterious tape and they would find out what their mission was. And then the man would say, in 5 seconds, I will self-destruct. Our lives aren't much different from that. We have the mission that sometimes we don't remember or we do remember. And whether we choose to make or take that mission is up to us because we were given choice. Time comes, if we don't follow that mission, it will self-destruct. Now, I know not all of you are going to remember, but I know some of you in high school, you had Shakespeare. Now, my history with Shakespeare comes from going to my first year of high school, which was at Academy of Our Lady, but for short. And I was one of the second wave of African American girls to go to Longwood, and that was back in the late 50s. Now, we were taking Shakespeare, and I was having a problem. I was really having trouble understanding the language. So what happened? See, God works for me. He's been working for me a long time. They had an acting troupe come in, and they performed The Merchant of Venice, and they were good. I watched them and I listened for the first time to the language of Shakespeare, and I started to understand what he was saying. Now, I'm going to give you a line, and I'm sure you've heard it, and some of you may not even know it's Shakespeare. And he said, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man plays many parts, his acts being seven ages." That comes from As You Like It. Now, this is how I interpreted those ages that he speaks of. One is your infancy. Two is when you are of school age. Three is when you discover love. Four is your life experience. Five is your maturity with age. Six, and I'm going to quote Shakespeare again, the last scene of all, strange, eventful history, his second childishness. How many of us have had our dear elders when they get to that age that, they really don't care anymore and they start acting like little children? So that's their second childishness. Last, and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, everything. And sans means without. So once you are without teeth, eyes, taste, everything, then you go into oblivion, which is your death. I discovered Shakespeare, and then after and passing my test, I got a new appreciation of the beauty and the genius of Shakespeare. Something that I wrote. Every moment is good and very good. Every step is measured by faith, and you have the power that guides you from within. And going along with that, on Saturday, I went to a set. It was Steve and Ikwa Colson. It was along the lines of, if any of you are aware of the AACM, it's a jazz, avant-garde jazz, celebrated their 50 years not too long ago. And Ikwa, who is the woman that sings in the group, and she writes her songs, she had a line in a song that was about seasons that struck me. So I had to jot it down because I had to bring it to you. It goes, "And in this space I occupied, I took the road without a guide. As days go by, it's within." It was so profound because once you allow yourself and you move and you groove and you're doing it in the time of the universe, as I like to say, you're on time with time. There are laws that never change as the cycle of life remains the same. You live, you pass away. What we do within this space of time is our performance based on the parts we choose to play on the stage of this existence. I am discovering by hanging out in the garden with you that this illuminating adventurer is who I am. I have been in situations during my life that were new, never did before, but I did them, and not knowing at that time that I was stepping out on faith. So, how can I be afraid now? when I know who and whose I am, and I understand faith. It's more than a mustard seed to me. Faith is faith is about all there is. Because if you can step out and that there's some power that's got you, you can't have anything more powerful than that. So I've got another law of spirit for you. I'm breathing a lot today. If you have a problem and it involves something past or future, you keep problems alive in your present mind by giving them your attention and energy. Live rent free in your head. How about that? So, a lot of the things that we take ourselves through, a lot of people that we allow into our space, and the things that cause us to get out of balance, it's all unnecessary. Because if you do, you're just letting all this unnecessary stuff in your head live rent free when you can find much more valuable ways to spend your life and your spirit. Thank my mom and dad for allowing me to go to a high school that was out of my comfort zone. They stayed for a year, but that was all I needed to let me know that there were different people in the world that would always teach me something new. If I had not had that experience, I might not have done many of the things I did because I came to find out that people are people for the most part. And for the most part, they do the same things that they do no matter what color they are. I just thought it just made me think about the madness of this weekend. Uh, and I do say madness, but Dave Chappelle said something on the Colbert Show. He said you had Obama, the good, and then you got Trump, the bad, and you get the good. It's like people voted for Obama, and those that did not want Obama, it was like they were biding their time. And then they got someone who stoked their flames, and here he is. Now, we would hope and pray that because of that, the next time around, people that did not take care of business this last time will go, oh, I better do something because we cannot do this again. So, getting back to my Shakespeare, I think I'm on the fifth age in that line for the stage. Uh, I'm full of wise saws and modern instances, so I play my part. That's what he had down for it, the fifth stage. So when you're living a life full and in your power, all is added unto you. I have another law. Not until you truly understand the past and future are nothing more than a bad habit of the mind, of your mind, my mind. Concerns about past or future are like delusions of a crazy man who hears voices or sees creatures that exist only in his imagination. So I say, for whatever is going on right now, it's in our imagination. And we're going to wake up from this dream, and it's going to be all flowers. Well, maybe not flowers, but it should be. And I pray it will be a lot better than it is today. When you are not so full of yourself, you can hear the wisdom wherever it comes and understand. This month, I told you, as I am a new thought thinker, this is the month of will. Means that this is the month where you can take yourself and give yourself to the will of God or to the will of the power that serves you. It took me a long time to understand and say that phrase, thy will be done, because I knew that saying that phrase meant that I was accepting the will of God and I was letting go as much as I can. And I get better, letting go of that humanness that wants to do the arbitrary thing or the easy thing. But once you accept the will, things start lining up and coming to you as they should. You will understand as this life's stage player. You have other players to play off of. In fact, before you got here, I would say you probably made decisions with others that who show up in your life to remind you what you're here for. Everyone that is around us that we know, that we care about, or maybe not care about, lives for a reason. And we make choices about that. And once we've made those choices, it moves us. We're like a big old chess game. Aside from being on this stage as these players, it's like I say sometimes God just be playing chess with us, be moving us around on this board to see what we gonna do. That's why, for me, all the world's a stage. Your cue cards and script are the small voice within. When you listen, it directs you to the way you should perform, giving you the power for the performance of your lifetime. I also saw War of the Apes. Those of you that are a follower of Caesar, the first time I saw the movie with Caesar, I was like, technology that they did to make him seem so real that you felt for him. Now, the third one, he fulfills his mission. Now, I'm not going to tell you because if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to blow it for you. But I do want to know, neither of my buddies, my movie buddies, saw what I saw at the end of the movie in the clouds. If someone else saw it, I want you to please let me know because I saw it just as clearly, but they didn't. So I don't know. You know, we do see things sometimes no one else sees. Uh, as one of my friends said, it may be trickery and deceit, but I did see it. All right, here's one of my thoughts for today. You are a band, a popular band, and you're singing a song on national TV in the morning. And the refrain in the song is, I want to get better, better. Now that sounds like a good uplifting song, doesn't it? I thought so. And then all of a sudden, it goes bleep, bleep, bleep. And I'm going, okay, now what are they saying? Bleep, you have to have some inappropriate language for broadcast. So I took a deep breath and I said, how can you get better if you got to curse your way out of it? Not going to say the name of this group because for me, that would just give them publicity. And I don't want to do that because I really am tired of the loss of civility that just to make some money, especially in our music industry. When we watch award shows after award shows, and the young folk are up there singing, and you miss half the song because they done bleeped out half the song because they're saying something that you obviously cannot hear. So why would you sing a song that your audience cannot hear? You're only playing to the live people, and the rest of us trying to watch you, it doesn't matter. And it should. What you say, it does matter. Last week, I told you about the girl who wanted to charge her babysitting rate, make her babysitting rate higher for ordering the pizza, grooming the dog, and then wearing the parents' or the mother's shoes. Well, I found out that this was a T-Mobile commercial about the charges that come up on your phone bill that you aren't aware of. I just wish they'd found a different way to tell that one. Then there was another one that I saw uh, that bothers me. Here you got a young boy. He's coming home. He looks down an alley and he sees a dog, a mangy dog. I mean, a mangy dog. And the dog sees him. And the next thing you know, the boy is home with the dog. Paper, and he wipes something up off the floor. And then he takes another one and he's wiping on the dog. And the mother comes in and he announces, like he runs the house and we're keeping him. Come on now. You know, there's no way that dog, first of all, shouldn't even have gotten in the house. But once he was in the house and your child said, we're keeping him, I don't think so. And this is about some Kleenex. I'm just saying, there should be a little more thought put into some of these commercials in terms of children and the way too many of them are turning out. Then I got one more, and this is real life. A friend told me they were in a store and a mother and her son were shopping. The boy had a toy with him already. He saw something else that he liked, another toy that he liked. So he asked his mother if he could have it, and she said, no, we can't get that. But she made the mistake of letting him carry the toy around the store with him to the checkout. And when she told him that he couldn't have it, you know what happened. Boyfriend went into the show out tantrum. Well, the mother's standing there like she didn't know what to do. She turned around and she looked at my friend and said, well, what should I do? Looked at her and said, well, if it was me, I'd grab him up and take him to the bathroom and whip that little butt. Well, the mother said, well, I can't do that. Because of the laws now, we are not supposed to hit our children. Now, for me, I'm old school. My child throws a tantrum. I'm going to look at him and walk away. I don't know him. And then when he decides to look around and see where mama is, mama may not be around. There is to take him into the bathroom and have a good talking to. What children don't seem to understand is that if you decide that you want to call the police or someone around you wants to call the police because you're out there clowning unnecessarily, oh, I forgot to tell you the most important part. While he's doing his tantrum, he tells his mother that he doesn't understand why he can't have that toy because she got the money. Sure he does. Sure she does. How does he know that? How does he know what she's doing, what she has? But back to what I was saying. If someone were to call, or if a child were to call, what they don't understand is if you, the parent, get arrested, that child could end up in foster care. Let that child know, I said, darling, if I get arrested because you're clowning, and do you know what's going to happen to you? You could very well end up in foster care. And if you end up in foster care, you can't take any of these lovely things that you have at home with you. Strangers, and take your best shot. Sometimes you just got to scare the bejukies out of them. So after that, I'm going to take my break now. And when we come back, I have a few announcements for you. And this is Miss B on IntellectualRadio.com.
Take a real good look in the mirror. What do you see? If you cannot answer that question, be encouraged to do something about it. Be encouraged to make a change in your life and your career goals by becoming a licensed barber. Do something that you've never done before, or something you've always wanted to do, or finish what you've already started. All of these things are possible at McCoy Barber College. The barber industry needs sincere individuals who want to become licensed barbers. If that's you, visit McCoyBarberCollege.net and see how you can change your life by becoming a licensed barber. Or if you prefer speaking with a McCoy advisor, give us a call at 773-221-6700. That's 773-221-6700. McCoy Barber College, where lives change and careers begin.
Well, I'm back. It's Miss B on IntellectualRadio.com, and we are back in the garden. I had to take a few deep breaths to get me back in focus. I have a few announcements before I leave the garden today. Wednesday, August 16th, there will be a jazzy jam in celebration of Dr. Margaret Burroughs on the lawn of the DuSable Museum. It will be from 6 to 9. Admission is free. You can bring your chairs, your food, your wine if you like. They will also be selling refreshments. They will have so many wonderful artists. I will not call out their names. However, you can go to dusablemuseum.org and get more information. Next, my high school, Parker High, will be holding its annual dinner dance, raising funds for Parker Elementary School, housed in our old school building. They were off for a year, but they're back. And it will be September 23rd, 2017, at the Hilton Chicago Oak Lawn, 9333 South Chicago Avenue. There will be an open bar from 7 to 8, dinner at 8. Tickets are $75. Attire is any shade of white, as you like it. If you wish to stay the night and there is still availability, get your room under PHSRC. That's Parker High School Reunion Committee, PHSRC, for a special rate. That number is 708-425-7800. So they're calling it Come Party with a Purpose. You can call Sandra at 773-734-6437 for tickets. That's 773-734-6437 for tickets. Now, you know how I've been talking about Inglewood. Parker High School is one of those proud Inglewood schools. Last, but definitely not least, our very own super producer, Earl Winfrey, will be honored at the 7th Annual Black and White Ball and Buzzin' Off Awards. That's Saturday, September 9th at the DuSable Museum. To commemorate this event, Buzzin' Off will be producing an ad book, which will be given as a keepsake. Now, for all of you show hosts, it would be great to have a 2-page ad spread. I'm told if we donate just a mere $6, we can make this happen. This will include a listing from your show. It has your show name. So imagine 2 pages open, all about IntellectualRadio.com, and your name is on it. Now, it is open for past and present host and co-host. Now, here's the kitcher, you know that word, the cincher. The deadline is Friday, August 18th. So you don't have a lot of time. You got to get over here and get that in so we can have that 2-page spread. Now, it's right around the corner. So don't waste your time. Don't procrastinate. Get over here. Call up. You can do it by PayPal, Call the station, talk to Wanda. She will gladly fix it for you. Now, personally, I'm saying congratulations, Earl. You got mine. Also, I'm new to the family. And thank you for being a bud in my life that allows me to reach out and hopefully touch someone to discover more of the buds in their gardens. Well, I'm going to close out today and I'm going to have my last words from Laws of Spirit. It says, however, you can apply the laws of spirit in very practical ways to banish regrets, concerns, or confusion. Your ability to refocus attention back to the present moment grows with practice. You know what they say, practice makes perfect. So you find a few moments of every day to practice your presence, and you'll discover that your life will start taking on a new focus. Remember, it's not over, it's not finished. When God is in it, there is no limit. That's from New Breed. I just want to say thank you today for coming to the garden. This is Ms. B on IntellectualRadio.com. Remember, be your best you. Until next time.
Take a real good look in the mirror. What do you see? Answer that question. Be encouraged to do something about it. Be encouraged to make a change in your life and your career goals by becoming a licensed barber. Do something that you've never done before, or something you've always wanted to do, or finish what you've already started. All of these things are possible at McCoy Barber College. The barber industry needs sincere individuals who want to become licensed barbers. If that's you, visit McCoyBarberCollege.net and see how you can change your life by becoming a licensed barber. Or if you prefer speaking with a McCoy advisor, give us a call at 773-221-6700. That's 773-221-6700. McCoy Barber College, where lives change and careers begin.